Alright, welcome back, fellow adventurers, to Let's Play Dragon Age 2. When we left off last, our refugees had made it from Darkspawn-ravaged Ferelden to the free marches in the city of Kirkwall. And it seems that many other refugees from Ferelden have had the exact same idea. So let's see if we can get in the city here.
Something to get us out of here.
It sounds like they're maybe thinking of traveling elsewhere. You can see there's a line of guards here protecting the, preventing, whatever, the refugees from getting into the city.
Get back to the crowd, you lot. Trying to bully your way through won't get you into Kirkwall any faster.
But you do intend to let us in.
We have enough poor of our own in the free marches. We don't need you refugees piling up here like a middens heap.
I heard someone call this fortress the gallows. Is it a prison?
Used to be. Back in the Imperial days. They kept slaves here until the rebellion. Now the Templars run it, and use it to lock up their mages. Guess not much has changed.
Are mages imprisoned here?
Well, no more than anywhere else. It's a circle of magi now. Magic is to serve man, not rule him. And mages are better locked up where they don't hurt anyone.
Well, we know which side of the debate he's on.
Why aren't we being allowed into the city?
If it were up to me, I'd bar the gates and let you find somewhere else to beg. But it's not. Some of you lot might have legitimate business in the city. So Knight Commander Meredith wants us to sort you all out. Most of you are getting right back on your ships, though.
That's a Templar title. Why would a city guardsman answer to the Templars?
We don't answer to her, but she's the power in Kirkwall. Don't know what would happen if the Viscount went against something she wanted. But he's sure never taken that chance.
There must be someone in charge I can speak with.
Yes, always the same story. You want in, talk to Captain Ewald. I'm just here to keep you refuse from climbing the walls.
Okay, so, as often happens in the bureaucracy, we're being thrown up to another level. So, sounds like the Templars are the de facto power in this city, which means that...
The gates are shut. Not a good sign for a lot of people.
Indeed. Which means that we may not have a fully civilian authority here. Maybe slightly under more military rule.
Let us through.
Was Wesley based out of the Lothering Chantry? I don't remember ever seeing him there.
He served elsewhere. He was coming to find me at Ostagar. Were you familiar with every Templar in Lothering?
How else was I supposed to know when to run and hide?
Good point.
What are we going to do? You came to the wrong place, just like all of us.
Apparently.
What you want? Money. I can pay you. Don't give us that shit. Where are we supposed to go?
I don't know, Sirrah, but there's nothing for you here.
And we're not the only ones who have been referred up to the captain either. Got a dude named Frederick here.
Ah, did I not tell you to keep the rabble out of here?
There's only so much I can do, monsieur. I don't control the gallows.
Then what am I paying you for?
Someone's a bit elitist.
What you want? Money. I can pay you.
Merchant Cavril.
I've already told you, I can't give you any more for them.
But that was everything we have. It's all we brought with us.
And I feel for you, Sarah, but it's the best I can do.
If they just let us into the city, I could get 3 times that price.
Myron?
Your business is done.
But...
Now then, what can I do for you, Sarah?
I didn't think there'd be any stores here in the fortress.
There are many merchants who come here right now who can't afford the bribes to enter the city. So the Templars suggested having someone set up shop, temporarily. And I am the lucky man.
You mean you paid your own bribes to be here?
If they allowed everyone to set up shop, this place would turn into a bazaar. Sadly, there's only so much I can do for those Fereldans. Poor sods.
I'm sure you're very broken up over it.
I meant you. Folks like yourself.
She didn't seem very happy with the deal you made.
What am I supposed to do? Buy every piece of furniture these people dragged with them?
I'm sure they'd rather not sell what little they have left.
My point is that I'm running a business, not a charitable order. I'm sorry.
I imagine the profits help with the guilt.
I would assume so.
I don't need anything.
As you wish, Sarah.
Technically, this guy is a merchant, but unlike all the other merchants in the game later on, since this is the prologue, you can't actually purchase anything. Alright, looks like we've looked around the place for the most part. And as with many other areas of Kirkwall, we'll be coming back here fairly frequently to do various things.
Let us through, you flaming blighter. We're not staying in this pit.
Then get back on your ship and leave. Kirkwall has no more room for refugees.
The ship's already gone. We've paid good coin to get here.
You and half of Ferelden. There's nothing I can do. The city is full.
One of the guards said you were letting in people who have business in the city.
That's right. We've seen you let lots of people through.
Citizens and merchants that make it worth our while. I'll assume that you don't have any more coin than these gentlemen. We've been letting you Fereldans in for months. You're too late. There's no more room.
But we have family here. Doesn't that mean anything?
I've heard claims like that 1,000 times already, trust me. We'll find some ships to take you all back to Ferelden, eventually. Until then, you stay here.
Oftentimes, this symbol, by the way, is just means that you get to choose a dialogue path here that'll go on to slightly different options. But oftentimes, depending on your behavior and sometimes on your class, you'll see options that are not investigate options, but appear on the left-hand side. And this goes with either the personality you've chosen as the champion. You sometimes get special options, or, as I've said before, sometimes there are class decisions that will appear over here as well.
Our uncle is Gamlin Amel. He knows we're coming. Surely someone could find him.
Gamlin? I know that name.
He's a nobleman here in the city. Our family has an estate.
A nobleman? The only Gamlin I know is a weasel who couldn't rub 2 coppers together. He comes back, I'll bring you to him. But I don't have time to...
What? You gonna let them through?
I didn't say anything about...
We've been here for 4 days. They just got here.
That's it. We're carving our way out of here. Men?
So it looks like these are considered to be deserters from the Ferelden army, although perhaps technically that may also apply to Aveline and our hero Hawk as well. It depends on how you define it. But they've resorted to violence, so our turn. Let's give our tanks a little help there by stunning some of them. And the rest are for our arrows. You can see Aveline has a ton of health, which is good since she's a tank.
Unbelievable.
Captain, are you all right?
I am, no thanks to you. Where is everyone? Go find them. I want this kept under control. You have my thanks. Look, I can't get you into the city. It's not my decision. But I'll find your uncle and bring him here.
It's been 3 days. This waiting has to end.
I'm sure it won't be much longer. Gamlin must still be looking for us.
And if he's not?
Wait. I think someone's coming.
Leandra. Damn, girl. The years haven't been kind to you.
Gamlin!
Let me say up front, I wasn't expecting this. The Blight, your husband, dead. I'd figured you'd pretty much be Ferelden for life.
Oh, Gamlin. We came too late. My poor Carver didn't make it, and Drastic guide him.
Oh, Maker, save me. Leandra, don't drop this on me here. I don't even know if I can help you get in.
Would it help if I said you were my favorite uncle?
It'd make me feel better, but that's about it. I was hoping to grease some palms, but the Knight Commander's been cracking down. We're gonna need more grease.
But what about the estate? Surely Father left something when he died?
Right, about the estate. It's, gone. To settle a debt. I've been meaning to write you.
Then there's no hope.
Not quite. I know some people who might help. If you're not too delicate about the company you keep.
Oh, this sounds fun.
Mother said our family was wealthy. You really can't help us.
I am blighted helping. I've got 2 offers of work from people who've got the coin to open those gates.
I still can't believe you sold the estate. Gamlin, how could you?
Well, I didn't expect your blasted family to show up on my doorstep. I've got a nice place in Lowtown. You'll see, it'll all work out.
Do we need to stay in Kirkwall? Let's go to another city.
This was my home. I can't believe they won't let me come back.
Every city on the coast's been hip-deep in Ferelden since the Blight. You could try your luck further inland, I suppose, but it won't be easy.
No, we're not putting Mother through that. We'll find a way.
Alright, stay it is.
We don't have any choice, do we? I need to get my family into Kirkwall.
I talked to my contacts, and I found some people who might be willing to pay your way into the city. The catch is, you and your sister have to work off the debt. For a year.
A year?
It's the best I could do. Trust me when I say a bunch of refugees won't get a better option anywhere else.
I'm sure we'll be free and clear before we know it.
I managed to convince my contacts to come to the gallows to meet you personally. Mirren heads up the mercenary company, the Red Iron. They're looking for recruits. Fenril, I guess you might call her a smuggler. Either one of them can help you. All you need to do is find them in the courtyard and convince them you're worth the trouble.
What do you think about this, Bethany?
We've come this far. I don't care who we work for, as long as it means we don't have to go back.
Fair enough.
What kind of man is this Mirren?
He's a hired sword. What do you expect him to be like? I wouldn't bring him home for dinner or anything, but he's got a decent reputation. I wouldn't have asked him if I thought he'd cross you.
Okay.
How dangerous is this smuggler's work?
Well, it won't be pretty working for her. She's a pretty small fish compared to some of the other thieves' guilds around here. But she's tough, She's fair, and she never deals in slaves or flesh.
I'm assuming that means either slavery or prostitutes.
Let's find them and see what they have to say.
Oh, Gamlin, I don't know about this.
It's a lot of coin, Leandra. Don't go expecting our name to carry the kind of weight it used to.
And what of me? I will not allow others to incur debts on my behalf.
Can't see that it makes a difference. You look like a lady who can pull her own weight.
Then you'll come with us.
I have no real option. Thank you.
Alright, so here you get to choose not a major change in the story, but just a slight different kind of flavoring in your background as we go through our timeline here. Either join with the mercenaries or with the thieves. Before we do that, though, we have a lore thing here with the gallows. Kirkwall, the gallows. Statues of tortured slaves fill the gallows courtyard, a ghastly memento of Kirkwall's history. 1,500 years ago, Kirkwall was the Tevinter Imperium's largest quarry, feeding the construction of the Imperial Highway. And by the way, the Imperial Highway we followed a bit in the first game, Dragon Age Origins. The Imperium's hunger for expansion led to regions of slaves forced into working the quarry. When the Empire's construction phase ended, Kirkwall slid naturally into its new role as the capital of the slave trade, and the gallows at its heart. The statues are not monuments to the suffering of slaves. Every inch and angle of the courtyard was designed by magisters bent on breaking the spirit of newcomers. Executions here took place daily, sometimes hourly, and corpses were hung from giblets throughout the yard. New slaves trudging in from the docks saw what awaited them. When Our Lady turned her armies against the Imperium, Our Lady is, of course, Andraste, the slaves of Kirkwall revolted and claimed the city for themselves. The gallows stood empty for 200 years, not to be reopened until the crowning of divine Justinia I. The gallows transformed the city again when the abandoned prison tower became the home of Kirkwall's Circle. And as we'll see with several entries of lore around Kirkwall, this is from information compiled by Brother Genitivi, another character, brief character that we met in the first game. Alright, so you can go to either one, check them out. You don't have to necessarily agree to what they're doing unless you explicitly want to. So you can check out both sides. Let's go ahead and check out Frederick, however you want to pronounce his name. This is the mercenary.
Begone, peasant.
Or maybe not. Maybe I need to do the other one first. Let's find out. Oh, wait a minute. No, that wasn't it. Okay. That was the wrong set of guys. These are the right set of guys. This is Mirren. Sorry about that.
Mirren?
And you must be Hawk. Nice. Your uncle talked up a storm about you. He better not be blowing more smoke out his ass.
Boy, that look that Hawk gave him just said that she doesn't like him very much.
I'd like to know more about you first.
Right. You're not a marcher like your uncle. The Red Iron is well known in these parts. We pick who we work for and keep our noses clean. But anyone screws with us, we mess them up. Makes sense.
Makes sense.
I never pictured myself as the mercenary type.
It doesn't seem like Bethany cares for this kind of work either, although Aveline seems like she might be game.
Getting us into the city will take a lot of coin.
Did I mention the Red Iron gets paid pretty well? Not to mention your uncle said your sister's a mage. We're willing to pay for that.
Apparently Uncle Gamlin likes to talk.
You stick with us. You'll be safe. For a year, at least.
My uncle doesn't seem like the sort to hang out with mercenaries.
He doesn't. Gamlin cheated one of my men at a wallop match. You turn out, we'll call it even.
Well, let's have a look at our other option first.
I'll find some other way into the city.
Let me know how that works out for you.
As usual, you can see that quest markers are noted on your mini-map, so it's kind of hard to get lost in this game for the most part. And here is Athenril.
Are you Athenril?
You must be Gamlin's niece. Interesting. I don't know what he told you about us, but he certainly told us a great deal about you.
He didn't say anything about me, did he?
Enough to pique our interest, provided you can justify your uncle's confidence.
And here we encounter one of the first more significant redesigns, is that of the elves. I know some people talked about or described the elves in Dragon Age Origins as being humans just with pointy ears. Here it's a little bit less subtle in the difference. I'm kind of mostly... I like the change. I like the fact that they look a little bit more different than humans do. Some people don't like it. They've described the new elf look as a sheep with pointy ears. But I don't have any major complaints about it.
I'd like to know more about what we'd be doing for you.
I can be honest. We don't compete with the Thieves Guild, but we keep our fingers in a lot of pots. That said, we're not killers or slavers. Anything short of that, however, is fair game.
Do what you want, but this sounds fishy to me. We can't afford to be choosy.
And so here we get slightly different. Aveline definitely does not like this idea of running around stealing stuff, but it sounds like Bethany is a little bit more tolerant of it.
How did you get to be one of my uncle's contacts?
Is that what he calls me? He owes us after that last big idea. If you turn out, though, we'll consider things even.
Uncle Gamlin seems like a bit of a bumbler. Well, we don't really have a consensus here so far, because Aveline prefers the mercenaries, and I take it Bethany probably has a slight preference for the thieves. However, I'm going to say that since the champion we chose to be a rogue rather than a warrior, my guess is that her skill set is probably more suited to the Thieves Guild than for the mercenaries. So, just by that reason, rather practical reason, I think I'll go with the Thieves Guild here.
Tell me what you need done.
There's a merchant named Cavril, friend of the Templars, so they let him set up his little shop here in the gallows. We supplied him in return for a piece of the take, but now he won't pay up. We can't go near him without him screaming for the guard, but you can. Get our money from him and you're in.
Alright. Well, we definitely met him before. He's that merchant over here. Sounds like he's been doing more than just making bribes.
Greetings once again, Sirrah. Have you come to trade?
I believe you owe your business partners something.
Oh, I see.
Should I go tell the guards?
Not just yet. I want to hear this. So, Athenril sent you to collect, did she? Too cowardly to do it herself.
So here we have, you see a new option here with a bunch of coins. This is a bribe option here. But, let's let Aveline take care of this her own way.
Care to step in here?
Only because this toad deserves it.
You have a choice. Pay, or I beat it out of you, and your men.
Hey!
Stay back. Just take what's in the chest. Take it all. Now I'm getting out of here. Let those guards find someone else to buy Dogland junk.
So we get some friendship from Aveline from letting her work out some of her frustration, I'd say. And we got a merchant's key so we can open this chest directly. And there it is. Two golds, which may not seem a lot, but this is kind of the standard fantasy role-playing system of having coppers and silvers and golds. So 2 golds is actually quite a chunk of change. That said, as often happens in role-playing games, we will soon become, ridiculously wealthy, and 2 gold is not going to seem like a whole lot by the time the game's near the end. Alright, let's return the, return the payment, I guess.
Here you go, as requested.
Will you look at that? Tell your uncle we'll make the arrangements. Welcome aboard.
Get to level up for that. Let's see. Dexterity, cunning. I think every 10 cunning will let you open a more complicated lock. So we want to definitely work... Actually, let's put in one more here. We would definitely want to work towards getting 20 cunning pretty soon, because we'll be running into chests that will require a higher level of cunning to open. Let's see. Still not quite high enough level for blindside. So... let's see. It's melee attacks. All this dual weapon stuff is melee, so won't be putting too many points into it since we're an archer. Let's go with precision. So this is a sustained mode. So when we activate this, it's going to remove a chunk of our maximum stamina. But as a result, it's a continual effect. It will increase. It'll increase our attack, our chance of getting critical hits. So not too bad. Bethany, of course, gets some magic. Some willpower. We'll give her a little dex here. And... let's see. She has 2 points. I'm going to give her a little bit more healing here. As with all abilities, what's kind of nice is they've designed it so that all of the large symbols here are new abilities. But if you do not qualify for the next new ability that you want, or you just don't seem interested in getting new abilities, you have the option for many of them of simply improving an ability that you have. Alright, and for Aveline we get strength. We'll get a little bit of dex, and of course increase the constitution. And this is a really good one for any tank character, which is called Perception, and basically makes them immune to flanking. In other words, now if they're attacked from behind, it does not give their enemy a damage bonus. So now time to go back to Uncle and tell him that the deal has been worked out.
Any luck?
Yes. They've agreed to help us.
I'll speak to Athenril and see when the bribes can be made. Wait here.
Then we made it. The voyage is over.
The blight may still spread, but for now we have a new home.
If only Carver were here with us.
And Wesley.
Let's just see what happens. We have a long year ahead of us.